Hello everyone, welcome back to Tourist Bus on the PS5, and I've been going around trying to complete as many of the trophies as possible. One of those is to visit the Serpentine in Switzerland, so I did this quite by accident on one of the routes I was running, so I thought I'd run this again and put it on the channel because it is a very nice route, but also we would use some snow, I think, because the snow looks pretty good. There's a few issues with it. It's snowing inside the bus, but if you don't look behind you, you can't see it. So they'll fix that. That's not a major issue. So I wanted to run it in the snow. It looks pretty good. This is Switzerland after all. It's associated with snow, isn't it? I'm generalising, but you know what I mean. We're going over the Serpentine. It's going to remind you of Tourist Bus if you've been along the windy roads in Tourist Bus. So we're doing it as a shuttle service. I did it in a massive bus the other day, and it was the usual fun and games. So I thought we'd switch to the BB40 again for this, but let's get into it. We're going for the realistic controls. I've set the weather, if you want the snow by the way, I've set the weather to the 1st of December. It needs to be a winter month. The time I've got set at 12 o'clock midday, so it should stay pretty light. And we're using the Aerosoft. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Aerosoft livery, which is quite nice, isn't it? Again, always one of my favourites in Tourist Bus. Anyway, let's get started. Hope everybody's still enjoying the game. There is a patching coming for lots of the problems that we've been reporting, mainly around graphical issues. So it's nice that the game's being worked on, and that should be out within a couple of weeks, I think Fabian said on one of his videos. Anyway, let's get that on. We're going to Lucerne. Let me show you actually, if you want to run this one. Now, don't forget, it relies on the fact that you will need these bus stops unlocked. Well, certainly the first one. We're starting off in Bern, at the bottom end of the map, and we are coming through. This is the Serpentine, so you can see it's this windy area here, and then we're going to end up in Lucerne, which is down here. So you can see I've already unlocked this. As I mentioned, I've done this before. So let's get underway. Put that into drive. We don't have aircon or anything on this bus, which is fine. Let's take a quick look. Don't think anybody's coming. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have tried the snow, but I thought, we're in Switzerland, let's do it. And it looks good with the red livery as well. So we're actually turning here, so I'll get into this lane. Green light, let's go. So we've got a very short way to the first bus stop at Bern, a couple of kilometres, so we'll do that, we'll get people picked up. This engine does seem to strain, doesn't it? Have you noticed? Wait a minute, where am I going? Alright, I've completely missed the stop, haven't I? I'm talking about the bus straining, the driver's straining here. Right, okay, let's go back. Alright, the traffic's waiting. That's good. Yeah, it's just a minor detour, that's nothing. You know this channel. We're all about getting there, but we're not all about getting there in one piece, so I'm not too worried. The passengers hopefully didn't see much of that, or else they'll be staying where they are. Let's just put it there. Get the handbrake on, and we will get the doors open. There they go. Right, we'll get out. You might as well go this way as well. Now, I don't think you can't put the luggage. I think we talked about this last time we used this bus. There is no luggage compartment, so we'll just get everybody checked in. So this is Ida. Is Ida coming with us? Let's have a look. Yeah, there she is. Let's try the express check-in. So I know how this works now. So you hold the square and it scans it. That's how we do it. I was trying to press the square last time and it wasn't working out for me. This is Xaver. Where is Xaver on the list? Is he on the list? I don't think he's on the list, you know. He is going to Lucerne, but he's not on our list. Right, let's risk it. The passenger's sick. Oh, did I press the... I pressed the wrong thing. I checked him in. Oh, dear me. Oh. Well, that's a mega fail, because I wasn't meant to check him in, and I pressed X out of habit instead of circle. Ah, dear me. Right, okay, so that's kind of... that's ruined my the record for today. Oh, dear me. Here's Gianluca. Where's Gianluca going? Lucerne. Right, I don't see Gianluca, so this time I'm going to press circle. Thank you. That's better. We're not having anybody else trying to sneak on. This is Joyce. Joyce is coming with us. She looks like a bit worse for wear, doesn't she? But we'll let her on anyway. Hopefully she hides the bottle. This is Jenka. Jenka definitely is with us. How about this guy? This is Karim. Where's he off to? He's off to Lucerne, but is he one of ours? Here's another one you see that's trying to sneak. Circle for you, guy. This guy's doing his exercises. This is Darius. Let's have a look if Darius is with us. I don't think he is, you know. The ticket is valid. I didn't see him on the list. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he is. He's number 4, look. Oh, dear me. Right, Leandro. He's with us. We're kind of doing alright as well. This is Levin. Where's Levin? Levin. Right, Levin's not on there. He's tried it as well. We're still missing a couple of people though. This is Leona. And is Leona on the list? There she is. She's down the bottom. This is Smilla. And Smilla's definitely there. Right, have we got anybody else? What about this guy? This is... Oh, Darius, is it letting us... Oh, it's letting us check him in now. I thought once you didn't check somebody in, that was it. You'd ruined it. But actually, that wasn't too bad. Well, I lost some points, but it's fine. It is what it is. Okie dokie. Is that the monitors? That's the navigation monitors here. We'll leave that on, actually. Let's go, shall we? There's no announcement to make, like we've got on the bigger buses. Get it into drive. And we'll get on our way to Lucerne. So we've got 149 kilometres to get to Lucerne. So it's a decent-ish run in this little BB40. Let's get a break in the traffic. So we'll go after this one if we're clear at this side. There we go. Alright, we're on our way. Once again, just look at that snow. I think it's great. The bus is quiet from this view, isn't it? There's lots of bird life as we sneak out in front of this truck. It's actually more difficult to steer in this view, the smaller bus, than the larger buses. Maybe it's because of the speed that we're travelling for such a small bus. Small movements on the stick have a big effect. Let's go back in for a while. We're onto the motorway right now, you see. Now you see, here we go again. Look at the sat nav that's on the dashboard. which is telling me the speed limit is 50. But look at the speed limit down in the one below, which is saying it's 100. So there's another bit of an issue that I think we pointed out in the last video where we used the BB40, but not to worry. I think it should be 100, this. Because this is the entrance to the motorway. Yeah, that steering's just a little bit sensitive. Okay, here we go. Lucerne bound. So I do think the mountains are well done. I said this the last time we were in Switzerland. They do look quite good, and I'm not sure how they achieved that. I don't know if that is kind of like a sort of a backdrop, if you will, rather than something that's generated. That might be why they look so good. They might be just static. But actually, look at that speed. It's nippy, this thing. I was doing 117 then. I need to be careful. Let's have a look actually. Is there a cruise on this one? I don't think there's a cruise. There isn't. So it's manual throttle all the way. So we just had that one pickup at Bern. So it's spending a lot of time at the sort of northern end of the map. It's been a while. I think we came to Geneva on the last live stream that we did on the channel. I thought I'd come back down and start trying to explore a little bit more at this end of the map. And actually, this, you know, I thought this was a nice run. I actually played it from. I actually went from Geneva. I went from Geneva to Bern to Lucerne, and I thought for the purposes of this video I would just go from Bern, because to be honest it took me an absolute age for some reason to get out of Geneva. The traffic was bad, even though I've got it set to 75, but the traffic lights, there's so many red traffic lights coming out of Geneva, and I didn't notice that on the way into Geneva, maybe because we arrived later in the day. Because I do have a feeling that there is some compensation given to what time of day it is you're driving as to the level of traffic you get. Now, I might be talking complete pants, but it seems like that to me. It's quieter at certain times of day. So I did get stuck coming out of Geneva, and I thought, right, I'm not going to record it for YouTube coming out of Geneva because we'll spend 2 hours trying to get out of there. So this is the main part. I wanted to show you the Serpentine, so that if you're looking for it and you want the trophy, or you just want to drive through it, you can set up the same route and you can run it. So don't forget, if you want to run it as the BB40, you need to set the route up in the shuttle services tab, or else you don't. Oh, he's squeezing me. Look at that. Wow. He squeezed me there, light accident. Yeah, set it up in the shuttle services tab, because that will allow you then to choose the BB40. Otherwise, you can't. And this is the Serpentine, I believe now. So let's just check the map, so you can see where we are. If I zoom in, we are here at the base of it. So right at the top there's a service area. That's in a good place, isn't it? Once you get to the top, some vehicles might need that, I think. But this is very slow, this. What's going on? You can see why I chose the BB40 now. Yesterday when I ran it, it was interesting in the big bus. There's a truck behind me, but I think it's just a cab, is it? I don't think it's got anything on the back of it. Let's have a look. No, it's just a cab. There are some trucks coming down, but there's small ones. Let's just edge our way around. That was close. Yeah, light accident, so it did right. Going back in the cab now, I've showed you the outside. We've had enough disasters. Look at the sat nav there. It's like spaghetti. All the time we're climbing into the mountains. Some great views for the passengers. You can see why they've got those massive concrete blocks there though. I think actually the turns in the tourist bus road, which is similar to this, are actually a lot tighter, you know, than this, I would say. So don't come down here the first time in the Skyliner. You might have a few issues, but if you do it carefully, you will get round it. So there is a resting spot there. You can pull in there and rest if you want to. We're not going to do. We're going to press on to Lucerne. We've still got 78 kilometres to do, which is a pretty decent distance, isn't it? So we're on the top now, I believe. That's what it looks like. We come down the other side. We actually went a bit too fast here. Whoa, look out. The speed limit is 60 on this stretch. What are we doing? Around 40. That's fast enough, isn't it? Due in at 14:02. 12:47 is the time on the system clock right now. Winding our way around through the tunnel. So just talking about the patch again, which is coming, because there's a couple of things we talked about on the live stream and I wondered if it was a mistake or not. So there's a couple of things being fixed. One of those, you remember me saying I don't really know the difference between the FlixBus tab when you're setting up a route and the other tabs. Now it is meant to be that in the FlixBus tab you do get access to a set of pre-planned routes based on the real FlixBus timetable, and that is going to be brought in. I don't know if that's coming as part of this batch or if it's coming slightly after. I can't quite remember what Fabian said. However, it is coming, so that's good, because it'd be nice to run a few routes that are already there based on the real thing, because at the moment I'm just not really going around with any purpose. I'm just exploring and setting up routes as I go. But it'd be nice to have some real routes and know that you're on the real route. And the other thing that we've come across a few times, and I know many of you have come across, is the issue where you'll be travelling down a road, and I think it's mainly happening at toll roads and the toll stations, as I'm calling them, with the with the barriers. You'll be going along there. Whoops. Good job for those barriers. You'll be going along the toll road, and then suddenly a building will appear in front of you, which was quite frustrating. Happened to me a couple of times, especially in Paris. It happened to me. That's going to be fixed. They know what that one is, so that's quite good. And also the other thing is the frame rate is going to be capped for the time being at 30 frames per second. Now, Xbox was specifically mentioned, so I don't know if that is just going to be for the Xbox or whether that is going to be for PlayStation as well. I listened to that part of the video a couple of times. I wasn't quite sure. but they're going to cap it, certainly for the Xbox, at 30 frames per second, just to have a bit more of a consistent experience, I think. I think that will help with some of the shadowing and the transitioning. But, you know, speaking from the PlayStation 5 side of things, there's some minor things, but there's nothing really showstopping. You know, there's nothing that I'm worried about they're not going to be able to fix. As I was with Tourist Bus a little bit. In Tourist Bus, we couldn't get past the shuttle runs, not on PS5. The shuttle runs are working in this game, which kind of leads me to believe, well, it leads me to hope that however it works in this game can be easily applied over to Tourist Bus, so I can get playing that properly again, and I can continue the career mode because I want to do that. So a lot of buzz on Fabian's Discord, the SimNext Discord. Everyone seems fairly pleased with this on console. Great game for the price, got to say it. But there are some people who would prefer more of a management role, a company management role, like there was in Tourist Bus, like there is in On the Road Truck Simulator. But I don't really care about that, if I'm being honest. I think just being able to drive around this massive map for me is great. You know, I wanted a driving game, so I've got a driving game, so I'm quite happy. I did find the management side of Tourist Bus a little bit tedious after a while, and you know, your staff going off sick, and I wanted to just drive. Now I understand it on Tourist Bus because the map is a lot smaller. You know, you can get end to end on the map in what, less than an hour. So, you know, it was almost crying out for something else to do. But on this one, you've got more driving, so I'm quite happy with that. But I do understand it. So we're not far, 18 kilometres away from Lucerne. So we'll be there any time. Plenty of AI buses as well in this, isn't there? Quite often see a FlixBus go past in the way. So this is where we get into the traffic. You can tell we're hitting the city. Hopefully nobody rams us in the back. There are quite a few tourist attractions. If you look in the map, I think there's 3 sightseeing items in Lucerne. I think this is one of them over on the left. You see the kind of turret building there. Now loads of you will be shouting at me, telling me what that actually is. Oh, we've got disappearing AI there, which I think is also on the list to be patched, if I remember correctly. There's a speed camera there, I don't know if you just saw it on the right hand side. So we'll keep the speed down. We're actually turning left here, and we've got a green light, that's good. Let's get in. And we should soon be arriving. Got 9 kilometres. Mountains at the end of every street in Switzerland, it looks like. Well, that guy came up behind me at a rate of knots, didn't he? Okay, good. Starting to see buses here over on the right hand side. So there is another one of the sightseeing. I presume that's the railway station. I'm assuming it's the railway station. That's another one of the sites. This sounds quite nice, isn't it? This water. It's a lake, I'm assuming. Could be Lake Geneva, actually. We did pass Lake Geneva in Geneva, but I don't know how big it is. I don't know if that's the same body of water or not. Okay. We've got to stop there. Yes, I'm assuming that's the railway station, but I don't know. Big mountain there, overshadowing Lucerne. Let's hop back in the cab just for a moment. I think the station is just around this corner at the top. How's the passengers? We can't even see them. A lot of people honking the horns. They're probably doing that at me, actually. It's probably somebody I left behind or got the ticket wrong. Everybody that's come with us, though, I hope has had a pleasant journey. Just as I hope you guys have. It's been nice to run another one of these with you. Thanks for watching. Bit by bit, we will explore this map. Just wait for a break in traffic. It will go now. There we go. There's the stop. We're going to have to swing it in to get in those lines, I think. There we are. This is Lucerne. Let's get the brakes on. We'll put it in neutral. Get the parking brake on. We'll let everybody get out. There they are. They magically appeared there next to the actual bus stop in front of us. Let's just jump out and we'll take a look at the bus before we go. Thanks everybody for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave me a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe because we've got plenty more coming up for Fernbus. Hope you're enjoying the game. I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye for now.